Lego Danny Bob, a new member to the Lego neighborhood who really hit the ground running with the Lego content. News, reviews, live builds, and you guessed it, hauls. This was not a paid advertisement for the Cali Brick Clique. We're just spreading some awareness throughout the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's too hot to argue here, so yeah, go for it.
It's too hot to argue.
It's actually like...
All right, ready? In 5, 4, 3.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cali Brick Clique, episode 30, the big 3-0. Yeah, and I got Shy, whoop whoop, Claire.
Hello.
You already know. Today we got a special guest, Cut The Kragle.
Howdy. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Coming in from overseas, baby. So you know it's an early episode again. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. For us, at least.
Yeah. Every time we have Twitter. Yeah.
Other than that, let's get this out the way. So this can be found on all your podcast listening platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all the good stuff, you know. So now that we got that out of the way, how you guys been doing?
It's early.
Yes. I have my coffee as usual. I'm ready.
I did stay to Shy. I didn't mind staying up a bit later if you guys wanted to do it.
No.
I think it adds to the dynamic.
No, but we also have Claire scheduled for mockumentary in about 2 hours. So
Yeah.
Claire's a hard person to schedule things with nowadays. She's everywhere.
Sorry. Well, it's because, things are a little bit lighter with COVID, but let's be fair. It's probably not going to, we might have some more lockdown-y situations. So.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
LA went backwards yesterday. Oh, Saturday. Sorry. We're back
Really?
to the indoor, you have to wear a mask deal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, regardless of your vaccination.
Yeah, because of the
annoying.
variant is so aggressive, and there's still so many people that are unvaccinated. So half the people in California are still unvaccinated or fully vaccinated. And so it's incredibly, but 99% of the people that are being hospitalized and dying from the new variant are unvaccinated people. So, take those statistics as you will.
I think that everybody who wanted to get vaccinated are vaccinated already at this point.
Well, that was the point. They made, that was the whole goal. I know that the administration definitely wanted that. Do you know what I mean? I wanted people to, but the problem is there's a lot of kids that can't be vaccinated. And so people are worried about long-term effects of getting the COVID.
That's interesting. See, I heard someone that had the vaccine actually caught the new variant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the vaccine, I think, depending on which version you get, is around 79% effective. But the whole thing that the way that vaccines work is not so much that every single person is 100% immune. It's a sort of herd immunity where enough people are immune that the virus won't spread or can't spread very far.
Yeah, exactly. It can't travel
Or mutate as quickly.
Yeah.
How is it over there in the UK?
Well, it depends on who you ask, which political party you're a member of, and what day of the week it is, and if it's lunchtime or dinner time, to be honest with you. And because obviously in the UK, we're separated into 4 countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. And in England, I think it was midnight last night, they had what they called Freedom Day, which is just ridiculous. You think, we've been liberated from a dictator or something, but they basically scrapped virtually all legal restrictions. There's still recommendations in place. And the footage on the news is just, I shake my head, because there's all these kids, I'm old now because I'm calling 18, 19-year-old kids, out partying in nightclubs and drinking, and they're talking to the reporters saying that, I've waited so long, for this freedom and stuff like that. And I'm here, and I'm thinking,
they suffered so much. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm thinking when I get fed up because I'm in the middle of organizing my wedding, I just have to go, well, as bad as it's going to be, or we're not going to have everything we originally wanted for our wedding. My grandmother spent her wedding night underneath a table during the Blitz. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You gotta get a little bit of perspective. It's okay to feel upset and feel down and feel disappointed, but at the same time, when these kids are going around going, "Oh, it's been too long. 16 months is too long to go without drinking and dancing," you're like, "Really? Come on, come on."
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, right now it doesn't even feel like COVID restrictions are a thing here in LA.
Yeah.
Just aside from wearing masks, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. I'm definitely like I'm a little bit worried because we're going to be going to Brick Fair, Virginia, and we're going to be around a lot of people, and I'm not really particularly worried for us. I'm worried for the unvaccinated people in our lives that we're going to be seeing immediately after Brick Fair. So yeah,
especially since you've been like traveling and stuff. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I feel like fine. I feel really confident. Like I don't even, to be honest, actually, I don't want to even get, even though I'm vaccinated, I don't even want to get any version of COVID. Like I don't.
Right.
Like we just don't have enough information about what the long-term effects are. And I have someone that I know in my life that is suffering from like long-term effects. She's like my age and has had to like leave her job. She can't live in New York because it's too much sensory overload. She has neuropathies in her feet, so she can't walk anymore. She has to move to like Michigan,
Yeah.
I mean, somewhere. She has to have a much simpler life. She was planning on spending the rest of her life in New York. So
that sucks.
Yeah. I know a couple of people who have got long COVID, and it's quite crazy because they only live about 10, 12 miles from each other, but they're in different towns and they come under different, I guess, like I've forgotten the right word now, but they have different doctors, I guess. They come into different sort of postcodes in terms of the NHS. And the way they've been treated is like night and day. Like one of them has had to fight for like any sort of like treatment to even be taken seriously in terms of like, oh, you had COVID, it's out your system now, get on with it. Whereas the other one has had like, been referred to different specialists and stuff, had long discussions with their doctor. It's been kept up to date on recent findings or recent sort of guidelines and stuff. But yeah, they've both had really bad. And the one who's had the good experience, her doctor said the only thing that they can sort of liken it to at the moment is like suffering with like Lyme disease.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. My best friend has Lyme, and it's like the experience that people are having in terms of like total disbelief and almost like borderline conspiracy theory and like the medical industry not recognizing it. I think in the US though, because our system is like a little bit different, it is actually being recognized and discussed, which is it's a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's definitely being discussed and it has been acknowledged in the UK. It's just a shame that even with us having like a national health service, you can completely depend on which practitioner that you go to. That's the word.
Well, that's the problem with public health care. That's that people don't talk about. It's like you can find there's doctors that believe and medical professionals that believe anything that you want them to believe, right? There's ones that believe that COVID never existed and it was a hoax, and there's ones that don't believe that the evolution, or there's like so many different ones out there, and so you can find someone that aligns with like your politics and your ethics, which is a good thing. But the thing is like when you're in a public healthcare system, you don't have a choice of your physician, and so I don't know. Look, I'm like a capitalist at its finest, but like there are aspects of socialism that are really good, just like public healthcare, but like it sounds like your friends are unfortunately stuck unless they go private and they pay out of pocket.
Yeah, I don't know if it's so much that way. I think it's more a case of they almost call it a postcode lottery in the UK, where some areas of the country have better healthcare than others because of the way the funding is distributed and stuff like that. Really,
but do they have the choice of going anywhere they want?
Depends if they want to move.
That's what I mean. Like they don't. That's not a choice. Like it's like you can't, like here you can literally go to most people can go to most doctors, and like it depends what their copayment is.
Yeah.
Right.
And like in the entire country. And
Right.
so, yeah, so you're like, okay, this is like what my problem is. And you go and like go to a specialist, and you don't have to like wait months for like, you know, a non-emergency surgery. There's like, we don't have those issues, you know, which a lot of people seem to forget.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
on the other side, then you do have to have insurance. And if your insurance won't pay for it, then you
you have to pay out of pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 90% or like, and like not 90%, but a lot of jobs do come with like basic insurance. Like if you, but not blue collar jobs, or not blue collar, but you know what I mean? Not like, it depends. It's just like, we need more jobs that come with insurance is like really the key here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big advocate of, a big supporter of the NHS, and I think they've done fantastic. I just think it needs more consistency, but I think that's more down not so much with the healthcare or the health service itself. It's to do with the way the government distributes money, really. So it's a more political thing.
But how does it? Yeah, I mean, we don't need to go super far deep into it, but like, how do the individual practitioners don't play their part? You know what I mean? Like, regardless of finances.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's also I mean, I think that's going to be the case wherever you get some doctors who will take one condition more seriously than another.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the one friend has said her doctor's been fantastic. The other one has said her doctor's been a pain, and we've said to go see a different doctor, because even at a practitioner, you have a choice of different doctors. You know, normally it's not just one doctor there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I'll just let you know, like, I feel like so strongly about this is I lived in the UK for 5 years, and obviously the rest of my life was here. And the entire time my mom had brain cancer and was struggling with it and needed like a lot of different specialists and stuff. And our experiences were very drastic. And one of the reasons we lived in the Bay Area and still live in the Bay Area is because it's the number one neuroscience and neurosurgery and neuro-oncology place in the universe. So, and it's like, we have that choice to be here. And like, when we were in the UK, one practitioner, and I shouldn't, you know, blame an entire system on one practitioner, you know, when I was like 2, told her that she couldn't have kids, and it was like a total farce. And because like we were stuck with that practitioner, like, you know, that system, because she was such a specialized condition, it's not like a GP that you can just go to. Anyway, so like, I don't have siblings because of that, you know? And then, so that's like, that isn't just like some shit doctor that had their own agenda. Do you know what I mean? And so, yeah. And our fault for not going and getting a second opinion, but then you can't really do that in that system that well, you know?
Yes, that's true. Without paying like extra for no reason.
Basically. Yeah, and we didn't have money, and it was, you know, like a difficult situation, you know? And like, anyway, but Lego.
Yeah. I was going to say, Shy is checking out there. He's already like looking at his videos.
Talking about the healthcare system.
That was the health check. The
health check. Yeah. I will say though, little. I mean, I'm in the VA system before getting to Lego, so the VA system sucks. So, but it's as close to universal healthcare the United States has. There are hoops to run around, but I've had no issues. The only thing you got to do, the only thing is just got to wait for certain things.
You have to wait. Yeah, I'm curious how you're going to feel about it, like, as you're aging.
It's cool. The more jacked up I get, the more money I get. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
I don't like the way that she said that, as you're aging. I feel like that was an attack on you, Shy.
No,
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Shy is younger than me, so I
like 8 months.
Yeah, there you go. So
Kragle, Claire, and I are the same age. Represent 86.
I think I'm the youngster in this situation.
Same year as me, then.
Yeah, we're on the same age. Lego.
Wait, before Lego. So I know there's this hot topic, and I'm not talking about a gunship.
Yeah.
But speaking of gun.
Oh my god.
Okay, they even use like a Lego font on the side as well.
Yeah, it even says blocks.
So what is that?
Block
What is
19.
That? It looks like a Glock.
So basically, I'm trying to see which company it was. I don't think it shows, but a firearm company made a Lego gun.
Okay, is it using Lego bricks though?
It's not Lego bricks, but it does say Block 19
in the Lego font. Yeah,
in the Lego font.
I didn't realize it was a firearm company. That's
Okay,
crazy.
I need to get this. I really need. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
No.
I don't want a weapon that looks like a toy in my house.
this
It's
is
so
why I brought it
dangerous.
up.
Bad.
Wait, so
because
is
I
it
like-
actually a real firing gun then?
Yeah, it's a real gun.
Oh,
Can you
wow.
put that
I
picture
thought it
back
was
up? Let me
just
see
a
that real quick.
toy. Oh, that is bad.
Yeah,
I mean, it's also cool, but I mean, like, it's not good. See,
It's
okay,
just-
so my stance on firearms. I mean,
Yes,
I'm all
this
for
one.
it. I'm all for the Second Amendment. That's just the veteran in me. But one thing that makes me different from a lot of people is that I don't let my children play with toy guns.
Mhm.
So no Nerf guns, no water guns, nothing like that. So the reason why is because I have firearms in the home, and until my children are of age to understand the tool that I have in my possession, I don't want them treating it like a toy. And that right there
Yes.
is the exact opposite of what I want of a firearm.
That's
Something
why
that
when I
looks like a
seen
toy.
this,
That's very, very dangerous.
I
Exactly.
feel like there should. I mean, I guess it's probably a loophole because even in the UK, like if you have a toy now,
Mhm.
it has to be a toy gun. It has to be distinguishable as a toy. Like they banned, there used to be BB guns that were all like replicas of
All
actual
black.
guns.
Yeah.
Now they started originally having just like orange tips, but because people were painting over those, now they've got to be like colored plastic or they got to be transparent plastic and stuff.
Mhm.
So to have a gun that looks like a toy is like the inverse of that. To have
exactly.
it's just that's crazy.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. Right when I seen this, I thought of Shy because from what you said, it's a tool, not a toy.
I saw that article and I must have completely misread it because all I thought it was just like like a Lego set using knockoff Lego bricks.
That's the
Right.
problem right there, right? It's like
Can you imagine I picked that up and I accidentally blow my head off or something?
Yeah.
Exactly. See,
I wonder if
I
you
know
built it
a
yourself.
lot. There's a niche out there, or kind of a little small tiny community of people or Lego fans building Lego guns, and that are fully functional. As not firing real bullets, but fire rubber bands or darts or whatever, and they work and they're pretty cool. I know Lego does not like that. They've openly
I
said
don't
it,
blame them. I don't blame
but
them.
they can't. It goes back to the creativity side, like if you're going to start censoring things like that. But
Mhm.
that's the mentality I was thinking about when you brought this up earlier. Was I thought I didn't even know it was a real Glock.
Yeah, it's real.
So Lego trying to go, and you said Lego is trying to go after these people.
Oh, they
I
did.
fully
They
support
sued
that.
him.
Yeah.
I fully
If
support
Lego
that.
don't go after them, someone else should because that's just
That's
Yeah, that's
just
too
from a
much.
moral standpoint. Why would you have an instrument of death dressed up like a toy?
And like they could have
Something
made
that
it black
actually
and
is meant
gray.
to kill people. Like
that could have
Well-
some very bad ramifications. Like if that was used right, like
I definitely know that, like, from a marketing perspective, like I am not. I don't like guns. I will be the first to vote for gun control. I am not a fan, but I do know that there are people that, like when they go to the
Oh.
store, they buy like a cute gun, and like especially like they market pink guns towards like women, and there's like trendier ones, and there's a whole style to it, and like I've
and
bought a
decorate your
cell
firearms.
I've bought like a
That's-
cell phone case that looks like fake Lego, or like that has not fake, you know what I mean? That has like it's like
the studs.
yeah, it's got studs before. Like I had that one, I think in college or something like that. I've definitely like, or like there's this jewelry designer that makes like kind of brick inspired things, like a fine jewelry, and I would buy that. And like if like a gun was something in my life that I purchased, do you know what I mean, as like a retail object. Like I totally get why they would do that. That is why it's just I think it's still weird and unethical. I think it's like, yeah, I
feel like that's the most American thing anyone's ever done is compare a gun to a mobile phone case.
no, but that's
Claire said it, not I.
but that's how people think. It's like an accessory that's like in their bag. It's like an inherent part of their like, their life. And it's just anyway.
So real quick, the price point, I guess it's a kit that you put over your gun. And it's a $550 kit. Do you think that makes it more adult?
I don't know what the price point is of that kind of garbage.
I just think like if someone's got down a gun and a kid sees and gets onto it, you have all these accidental shootings all the time, or even like the flip side of that, you hear stories about coppers shooting kids when they've got toy guns because they thought it was a real gun. What if a copper sees that, doesn't shoot because he thinks it's a toy one, and then he gets killed?
Yeah,
right. There's definitely a bunch of sides.
No good can come from this.
No, I agree. No, there's no good. No, I don't care. I don't care about the branding. I don't care about, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm a full-fledged gun supporter, and I do not support that.
Yeah,
this is all bad. This definitely blurs the line between tool and toy. So
yes,
Cali Brick Clique and Cut The Kragle do not endorse.
Well,
I myself do not represent the views of Cali Brick Clique or those members of
Just a heads up, though, Lego did shut that down. As of Tuesday, they stopped selling.
Once, I'm actually happy about Lego legal at that point. Like, I've never really been a fan of them until like right now.
Does that mean we've got to give them a free pass now on something stupid they do next time?
I mean, does that negate? I mean, well, I guess yeah.
All right, Lego, you've got one in your back pocket now, so be careful how you use this free Gale card,
But speaking of guns,
I see this. I see it.
The gunship.
Ooh, that was a smooth transition.
I'm surprised they left the gunship as a name.
No, I think they changed the name. I forgot what I'm gonna look it up.
Have they actually changed the name? No way.
No, that was the slave one they changed the name of.
Yeah.
It's got a different name. Let's see.
I think it has a different name in other places, but here, marketed in the United States, is still the gunship.
I heard they're going to rename the Death Star to the round Imperial blasty thingy.
Okay.
Even that is going to be like, it's too aggressive blasting, it's too violent.
Not Star Wars ball or something.
Yeah.
Star Wars is already inherently violent, but whatever. So the gunship was released, or announced last Thursday. We didn't cover it last week because, we record earlier than Friday, but
we didn't know.
I was in full support of this set 2 Januaries ago, right? It was last January 2020. And the fan voted for this set amongst the 3 or suggested the minifigs to come along with it. And that is pretty much where the flack is going on, let alone the different symbol that they use for the Republic. And what do you guys think about all the issues going around with this set amongst the fan Lego community?
You mean the Imperial gunship?
Yeah, I couldn't believe I watched Ryan's video. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about other YouTube videos.
Yes,
that's fine. Unlike Sand, we have no problem promoting other self-promotion and or friends of ours.
It was when he read the quotes out from an actual Lego designer that said most people just remember a clone trooper with some yellow on them. I thought, first of all, when I read that was like someone, sort of projecting, like imagining what Lego are thinking, but to have that as an actual quote from a Lego designer saying, people remember yellow on a clone trooper, so what difference does it make?
Cold-blooded.
Honestly, I think over the years, the phrase "only the best is good enough" has been shortened down, and now Lego's motto is "good enough."
I just think that was
good enough.
I think that was such a bad move on their branding department to have that motto, because it's like they set themselves up for failure by being only the best.
I think that motto was set before they had a branding department.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they did. I'm sure it's ages ago, and they're like, shit, we're stuck with it.
The origin comes from the son of the original Lego founder skimped out on the paintwork on the wooden toys, and his father made him recall them all, and basically then he engraved in wood "only the best is good enough" in Danish, and that became the motto. But
which I think Lego stores all have in the back, because we had one. We had a wooden. It was in.
Oh, really?
It was carved out.
And it says
they had one in Lego House, and when we went on the tour, the guy pointed it out and goes, "But here's a little secret: that's not the actual one, because the actual one burnt in a fire they had in the factory a few years back." I think every
Lego building has a form of that somewhere in the building.
Dang. So you mean they see that motto every day
Yeah.
and don't even care about it?
Hey, when I came to the Lego store, when I took over mine, guess where mine was?
In the trash?
It was in a box buried.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just like,
surprised.
it could be hung on like our door frame or
I'm not
something.
surprised. Like,
I had a whole discussion about that phrase with someone before because they were trying to tell me that it only basically perpetuated to the quality of the plastic of the bricks. And I was like, how'd you come to that when this phrase came when they used to do wooden toys and it was the situation was to do paintwork? It was because I was criticizing how some of the minifigures, the printing, the opacity, and they were like, yeah, but only the best is good enough refers to the plastic. I was like, what?
yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's like I mean, look, it's like because Lego's such a household name and so important to so many people, it's like there's lots of like excuses, or you could say excuses or like, justifications for things that people make. And then I think at this point, like with the gunship, at least in like my house, I'm gonna mute and unmute because I can hear an echo. At least like in my house, there's a possibility that only one of us will be buying Lego moving forward. And
Let's
It's a
be
protest.
fair. You benefit if you to buy it either way.
yeah, absolutely, totally does. It's just like it definitely like
He's just doing it from a financial, like, I'm just kidding.
no, not at all. Because it's like we're definitely not going to be taking a lot less Lego Star Wars because of this. And
I'm taking a stand in the protest also.
what?
Wow. The other quote was really
No,
bad
just
when it was, "Oh, you asked for this, so I hope you're not going to be complaining about the minifigures or that the design's not quite right." I couldn't believe that. It's basically saying, "Look, we gave you what you wanted, so if it's crap, just deal with it."
Yeah, that's why. That's like I think at least that's why Sans is like so
Who let this
Got it.
person speak for Lego? That's what I want to know.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it wasn't like on the most public of platforms, and so there wasn't like maybe the normal vetting of things. But I don't know. What's interesting is that like I haven't seen like an apology or any kind of like statement like that,
Right.
which kind of proves like the disconnect between this small community that would be reactionary to something like that, or as well as like Lego putting out a statement like that could cause more issues. So what I'm surprised is that they haven't done is like, if I were them, I would put out an apology or some kind of statement via LAN and for like the LAN members to like distribute that. That's what I would do if I was them. But I am not a PR specialist. So
Right.
Oh, Shy, you're
Oh,
muted.
you're muted, Shy.
I personally understand why they chose the figures they chose. It's safer than to appease how many people voted for this? Let's just say 100,000 people. To appease the 100,000 people. But I mean, this is a set strictly from the community. Voted by the community, expected by the community. And yeah, maybe only a good chunk of us would buy it, but still, I mean, like you're gonna get criticized if you don't appease the community. So
The thing with this is when they said like, "Oh, most people only remember a clone trooper with some yellow on it." Okay, I mean, I'm not going to say that's not true, but most people aren't going to drop the kind of money this set costs. The people who are going to buy this set are the ones who do know the difference between a clone commander and a clone pilot.
But do they also
true.
underestimate the fandom of Star Wars?
They
Because
have to.
Of course.
there's no way that statement would fly with genuine Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Right.
I think a lot of people can tell the difference between a Phase 1 and a Phase 2 clone trooper, let alone when they stop using the yellow markings for different type of things to now making different colors in the next movie. Like there's a big difference between what a pilot looks like and what what a commander rank looked like at the time. Like it's just it would have been safe just to listen to the community. It just would have been
It's
safe.
true what like everyone's saying also, like they wouldn't do this with Harry Potter sets. They wouldn't be like, oh,
I don't know.
I don't know. There's been a few things with Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I can't speak to that. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. So.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I think they've done some pretty
like would they
stuff.
I wouldn't say deliberately, but like would they get the color wrong of a certain house?
Yeah, I mean they've done some where
it out?
there was the
Oh, they would?
Hogwarts Express, a great set, but they reused like the torsos for Harry and Ron from like a cheaper set, and it was completely wrong because the scene was based on the Prisoner of Azkaban when the Dementors come on the Hogwarts Express, and their torsos were based on Chamber of Secrets. It was just completely different scene to Hermione and the rest of the figures. It was bizarre.
They do that all the time with Harry Potter stuff. I think it's just, I don't know if it's like a different loud minority. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Star Wars fans are a little bit more vocal on their problems.
Yeah, and then Star Wars fans still state that like the Star Wars line is like the most profitable, and I am very curious if that still stands.
No, Technic is profit. If you want to go in terms of profit, Technic is a house brand.
And because
they make more money off City and Creator and Technic than you do Star Wars.
Okay, so how about license fee? I guess what's the most successful license theme, which is also like a difficult thing to say because there's like
Emily did a good video on that, him and her and Ross.
Yeah, but that was just based on price
speculation. But I mean, it's a fair point to see that Star Wars wasn't based, because I think in the beginning they presumed Star Wars would have been the top one, but based on their analysis, it didn't look like it.
I know, yeah, but that's like such a, even they said that was like they had such limited information to do that kind of analysis with.
We can only go off what they give us, what they give the land every year, and Star Wars is amongst the top 5. But based on what I know personally, working for the company, we make more money off of, or they make more money off of unlicensed themes because they don't have to pay a tax.
Yeah.
So. If you can't look at it as how many units we've sold and the money, it's how much profit you made from that line.
Right, obviously. But then I do think that the IPs, the license themed, they bring people out of their dark ages. They bring new fans into it. I know so many people that came in because of Harry Potter, and I'm sure it's the same for Star Wars,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, the final nudge for me was when they did the Lego Ideas Back to the Future set. I was kind of like hovering around picking up the odd minifigure or polybag, but I didn't start actually buying sets again until they did the Back to the Future DeLorean set, because that was enough, the license to pull me in, and then I started buying other stuff. So it definitely licensed our draw. Sorry?
Yeah. License sets are recognizable.
Yeah.
You're drawn to whatever nostalgic moment you have with that set attachment. So then you're going to be pulled into what is that, then your curiosity starts to grow, and then boom, you're sucked in, and then we got you.
Yeah.
Like a drug dealer.
I think Star Wars, because it's been so consistent and it's been the longest running license, I think if you take that, it's going to be the most successful, most profitable. But I do remember, at least in my own Lego store, talking to the staff there, and the first year that we had Jurassic World sets, they said they could not stock enough of them. They had to basically half the amount of shelf space for Star Wars to put more Jurassic World sets on there, because kids just love Lego and they love dinosaurs, So
you said that you said that Star Wars was the longest running
license theme, I think. Yeah,
1999.
Didn't Harry Potter come out like the same time?
2001, 2?
Yeah, I think Star Wars came first. It was the very first time they did a license.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, Harry Potter was like right after.
Yeah, because Harry Potter came out when we were in high school?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
Middle school for me. Damn.
So, what do you guys think about the set itself?
It's cool.
I love it. It's
amazing. I don't even I don't have any UCS sets, but it definitely looks fresh.
Yeah, it's beautiful. A lot of people are like a little bit like overwhelmed by like the sheer size of it.
Dude, it's huge.
Like, it's huge. I'm still trying to figure out where we're gonna put the Falcon, let alone this other monstrosity.
But this thing though, it's huge, but it looks very simple to build in comparison to both Star Destroyer or the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, it's not as dense, which is obviously why like the price point is like different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's like hollow in the middle and stuff.
Yeah, how much is it? It's like it's
$3
like
for us.
Yeah,
$350 for us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much is going to be in the UK.
Oh, I don't know. They make it up. They don't even convert it. Like, do you know the recent Avengers set, the Endgame Final Battle? It's like $70. It's 80 Great British pounds over here, which is more like $96.
Well, now was that before Brixet or Brixet? Brixet?
Brexit.
Brexit.
Yeah.
It's after, but it's the only set that has that kind of jump. So I don't know.
Interesting.
It's totally inconsistent. Like,
Yeah.
And then like weirdly enough, I think like a bunch of Monkey Kid stuff is like cheaper in the UK. It just like doesn't make any sense.
It could be, I'm defending Lego again. It could be where they're coming from.
That's what I thought for a while, but like, why is random?
Like maybe the Monkey Kid sets are coming from China.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look at the boxes and see where they're made from. And see
if they're coming from China, they should be cheap as chips here.
No, because they still have to transport.
Well, it's also the other thing. Also, the other thing is, our last administration definitely taxed China way more, and we had a lot more.
But our sets come from Mexico.
It's true. Even our Monkey Kid sets?
No, the Monkey Kid sets could be coming from China.
Oh, anyway.
You know what I mean? Because it's not like every factory makes every single thing.
Right, of course. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So that could be why the distribution and the end-all price point is different per, like maybe the creator sets are all being made in this factory because they're capable of making this, and this. But we will never know. But that's my only speculation to why prices are so different is because of the
what that is coming from where?
Yeah, where is it coming from? And that kind of might make sense where in Australia you were seeing Monkey Kid at a cheaper price and or seen in big box stores as opposed to just Lego stores because maybe Monkey Kid is made in China.
Yeah.
I am really curious now.
Same territory, isn't it?
Yeah. To see the box. So Claire, I guess you have a Monkey Kid set. Check right now if you can see the factory made box in comparison to another Lego set you have if the factories are the same. So you might have that information on hand because I don't have a Monkey Kid set on me right now. It should be on the bottom.
What do you want me to compare it to?
Choose another set that you have that's not Monkey Kid and see if the factory is made in the same
I'll
location. So while she does that, oh, there we go. Okay, you have two. So on the bottom, you should see where it's made from. There should be a number. Let me pull one out. It should be.
Here we go.
The item number?
Yeah. Let me pull one myself.
But like, what does the number signify? Like
the factory number.
Is it like the item number?
No, not the item number. Components made in Denmark, Hungary, China.
I heard that because you know how sometimes the numbered bags have different like colored numbers. I heard that those come from different factories.
They could.
So that makes me think like, how can you have bags from different factories in a box? Like,
yeah,
it's on a tape. I'm sorry, it's on a tape. Where's the tape?
So
this is punch tab.
This is Shygate right here. He's he's taking us on a wild goose chase here.
There we go.
It absolutely is. Also, like the numbers on the tape totally.
Look at the tape. Sorry, look at the tape.
Okay, so 50 RO is on Monkey Kid, but 4990. I don't know. It's like totally scratched off. I don't.
I have to do this research again because I remember it was on the tape. I gotta look at a Kevin Hinkle episode again.
But there's also like there's sets that don't have tape. Like how about?
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get into this research. I guess it's a good video content.
Okay, there we go.
Anyways,
video.
Right. If I ever get down to
was that segment just called Shy's bullshit segment?
I think so. We're just BSing.
Probably. So Claire, you're gonna buy it?
I really want it, but I'm not going to get it like day one. We're going to be in Virginia. Lunatics out there are going to be like lining up for hours.
Yeah.
No one's going to protest
that. I still have the starter shirt. I have nowhere to put that. Where am I going to put this giant monstrosity of a set? And I was a part of Gunship Gang Life, so like, I had a custom brick made for it, but like it's just I don't know where to put it. And I don't think I am disheartened about the minifigure selection. I was actually more disappointed by the reaction of the Lego designers and how they handle that more so than anything.
Right.
I'm actually more disappointed with the wrong logo, wrong emblem.
Well, I think that's so hilarious.
But that makes the set even more rare now.
Yeah.
The fact that you even mentioned that as well, they're like, we're not trying to make sets, go up in value by being more rare. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh well, obviously, but
that didn't work with when they like changed the name of what was it?
Slave One?
No, the other one. Not
Razor Crest.
The Razor Crest the value didn't change it, like the different name.
See, my box still said the Razor Crest on it.
So did mine.
Same.
Yeah, I think they made enough that it like.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
There was the whole thing as well with Lego Ideas when they did 2 sets with the same number, but I don't think they ever bothered fixing that one. They were just like, whatever. Like they did the Flintstones and the Steamboat Willie both have the same number.
Oh yeah. That's right. I do remember that. That didn't up the value either.
They have the same set number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, not saying that, but the Lego Ideas number.
Mm-hmm. Like idea set right, number 43 or something like that. Yeah, they got they put the wrong number on it.
So people wonder like how many like checks that they go through with these sets. Because I remember, and I've mentioned this so many times now, people probably definitely saying it. When I went to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando, there was a panel for Lego, and they had like Lego designers on there. And they had the head of Lego Star Wars. I can't remember what his name was, but basically the overseer who like liaises directly with Lucasfilm, and they were talking about how many checks it goes through and how much they had to change like Han Solo's torso because they had given him like a blue jacket on Hoth, and apparently like with the most recent remaster of the film, they were like, actually it's brown, so they changed the torso design, all this stuff. They do all this and all this secrecy and stuff, and they put the Imperial logo rather than the Republic logo. And not just, they slip the tile in there, you can just change the tile out. It's on the manual, it's on the box, it's everywhere.
Blasted.
Like,
he's not a real Star Wars fan.
Are there no Star Wars fans involved in the production of this that went, hang on a second, that's the wrong logo?
Maybe they thought that the designers were like maybe they gave them too much trust. They're like, yeah, they'll get.
But I don't know.
Right.
You know what also sucks is that Disney didn't catch it either.
Yeah.
Right.
This would have happened with George Lucas.
Yeah, no, it would definitely not. See, that's the thing though, because when a product's done for a license company, then you have to present the product before it goes into distribution and or mass produced. So it not only was not caught by Lego, but Disney themselves didn't catch it.
But it might not. It might not need to be at like 100%. Like all the graphics need to be like 100% fleshed out before like the.
Who are these people waiting to be like?
Yeah, and no. But then remember, there's like different people that are the the designers of the sets, and then there's like different graphic designers, and so it's like they are different people. To be fair,
I watched Lego Con, and on Lego Con, I was told that every garment, every stroke of hair, every bit of printing has to be perfect. I was told by Lego Con.
That's fine.
Lego Con told me this.
Thank you for that reference. I was waiting for someone to say it.
What if the box was all done and they're just like, okay, now just throw the text on it, and they did that very like the last thing.
Yeah, and it's like a new entry-level graphic designer who's now fired. Like, come on, guys.
Right.
Yeah, most people don't remember Imperial Republic logo. They just remember there was a white circle with some black markings on there. Just be grateful we didn't put the Nazi symbol on there, That's what they're thinking.
Same thing, right?
Same difference,
Yeah, same difference.
I mean, we could have put a Stormtrooper in there with some yellow on it. We've got one of those lying about with the new Mandalorian sets.
Right. All you really needed to do was change the helmet, and then you had a phase 2 clone trooper.
Comes with a white clone and a yellow marker.
I don't know. That's all you really needed. So hard. Oh, goddamn. I don't know if I'm white. Going back
overcritical.
I don't know.
I thought
we're being really
wanted it every time.
I want it. I really do want it, but it's not like I'm gonna buy it now, and I have to justify the reason I'm buying because it's huge. Because I didn't know it was gonna be that big, and it's huge. And the way it's shaped, it's like you can't put it on its side or anything like that. It's like.
They're hanging or taking up like a quarter of your room.
Yeah, I'm like I don't know where to put this. Kragle, are you gonna pick it up?
Probably not. No.
Nice.
Damn.
Do you have any of the other big UCS Star Wars?
I don't know. I don't really have UCS sets, so I don't really have a collection going. But I was going to say, do you think that they purposely messed this set up in terms of like the box art with the tile and also the minifigures, because they're like, look what happens when we let you have what you want. It's crap. You
That's a good
wanted this, it was
conspiracy.
crap. So
So-
next time, don't ask for stuff and just let us do what we want to do.
So you know how like Ryan and Sans did their like spoof like Lego designer interview. Sorry, I've got the sirens going on over here on my side.
That was a spoof.
I
Well,
have a
I
question
think-
about that.
So I
On-
think
on
what's really,
fencing?
I think what's really funny about it is I was like, what if they saw your video and were like, you know what? We'll give you exactly what you thought we were like.
Huh.
And then
We'll match
when
that
I
energy.
said that to Sans, he was like, touche, I would totally buy the set and take like, you know, I would retract everything that I just said if they were like that.
I just want to know
that would be
if it was a
dope, though.
coincidence with them using the name Hans.
My respect level for them would go up 100-fold if they were to admit that.
They're like, well, there were these two idiots that did this.
I am suspicious,
Video.
but part of me does feel like they couldn't be bothered with this, or they deliberately messed up because they're just so sick of us saying we want a 501st battle pack, we want a gunship, we want a Jar Jar Binks spaghetti. Like, look, you get what you're given. When we do give you what we want, it's going to be rubbish. Like, you know.
I mean, they
And-
already did it twice. Well, it wasn't the 501st battle pack wasn't rubbish. It was just okay. You just made it double the price, so they definitely got theirs out of that one. And this
Yeah.
one, I guess it's another one. So round
I
2
mean,
to Lego.
Look at
I
the
hate to
comments when
be-
he's saying, like, you know, you asked for this, so I hope you're going to go and
So
buy it,
buy
not
it.
moan about whether the design's not quite right or, you know, it hasn't got the correct minifigures.
I hate to be this guy, but I feel like every time a UCS set comes out, we complain about the minifigures.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every time. Like,
Every time.
and I get that the Mos Eisley is not technically a UCS set. It's a, what is it? Master
Even
Builder.
the Master Builders, yeah.
Builder.
Same thing.
Yeah. And then, but what was my favorite one? Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, like, there is like it's a fandom thing too. You know what I mean? And like, the stronger the fandom, the more complaints are going to be coming out as well. And the expectations are higher. So,
So speaking of that, Kragle.
Hello.
I remember, I don't know when, it was a while ago, where on a stream on Lego, on Lego stream, you were bringing up some valid points in the most tactful way possible. And
Yeah.
you got blocked by Lego.
wait, like Lego was streaming on YouTube and Kragle was like in the comment section?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the live chat.
Now, can you bring up that storyline and or what happened again? Because I vaguely don't remember.
Yeah, it's forgive me, I don't get all the details 100%. If you do want to see of it, I did a video like on the day that talks about it. But they were basically it wasn't really a stream, it was a premiere because it was all pre-recorded, but they did like a bunch of reveals, and one of them, the main one, was the Colosseum set.
Yeah, now I remember.
And I mean, for me, what blew my mind is how they introduced it with this live action scene that they'd obviously shot especially for this, that showed a gladiator like putting his armor on, getting ready for battle, heading out into the arena, and there was this narration in it in Italian that was saying like the glory of Rome is an idea that has spread across the world, and this building will stand as a testament to that ideal for, you know, generations for all time and stuff. And I was like, isn't this like the same thing as if you did a like concentration camp set and introduced it with having a guy put a Nazi uniform on, talking about how the Third Reich is going to last 1,000 years? The only difference to me is the amount of distance between the two events, you know?
Yeah.
So I remember this. I just had this like flashback to this. I was watching it and I remember seeing your comment like just for like a second.
I remember this.
And I was just like, what? I was like, Nazi Germany. And I was like, I remember I definitely had a reaction being like, okay, that guy went extreme. Like, and so
This was back when Claire was only in the comments.
I was just in the comments, I was just looking. But like, I totally get where you're coming from, because that's like, it's definitely, you know, what's interesting is like the first time that like Sans ever saw me was like in the comments, and I also said something like it was like a bad whatever Ryan's podcast with Timmy is, and they were like totally being like, yeah, I just like, or Timmy was like, I just like walk into like a Walmart, like I don't care if I'm wearing a mask or not. And I like totally overreacted and was like, oh, my friend has like long COVID, blah 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 blah. And I remember Sans told me, he was like, who's this like person overreacting like in the chat? But
I
like,
remember that.
but I get okay. So if I was Lego, I would have immediately blocked your comment too.
To be clear, I didn't actually put that in there.
No, but you were like you didn't put like no. I swear to God, you put Nazi Germany.
Someone else put Nazi Germany, and I agree with them afterwards. That was Bricked a lot. What I actually said was
someone put Nazi Germany. Someone
Bricked a lot did. He got blocked as well.
Oh, okay,
because we were talking about it privately. No,
I was like, I definitely read Nazi Germany. I was
I said it in my video. I told him. I think at this point I'd already been blocked, so he put it after I said it, like in private, and he was like, "You're dead right. I'm going to put that," and then he got blocked. But no, what I said was, how is it you won't do the Notre Dame because it's a place of religious worship?
I totally
but
agree.
You'll do a building that was the site of religious and racial persecution and murder for entertainment.
Yeah,
I mean, they can distance it and say it's because we're not looking at it, for what it was used historically, where you're looking at it as a piece of architecture, a landmark, a tourist attraction. That's all well and good. Why can't they do the same for Notre Dame? And also, if they're doing it as that case, how is it appropriate to introduce that with this video basically glorifying the Roman Empire?
Well, I think this is a pretty common thing, and I get that basically it's like what is it? There's a phenomena about like the length of time from a trauma and like the length of time from a catastrophe that like, gets like you know what I mean, like dulls the effect of it and dulls the of it. Like it's because like
South Park is out the best.
Yeah, it's like so much further away that like people can't like it's not palatable. People can, or like it's not like there's nothing tactile about it that people can comprehend. And it's like now it's just this like tourist destination rather than like say for example like Nazi Germany, we have like Holocaust memorials and there's still Holocaust survivors that are alive. You know what I mean? And so it's like I think that it's like a newer thing, but like I agree with you, especially with like. I think what's frustrating, at least with the religious stuff, like with Notre Dame and Sagrada Familia and like all of these and Chartres and all of these incredibly impactful architectural historical landmarks. And for a long time, the only finances that were given to architecture were religious based, like, I mean, like long time, like hundreds and hundreds of years that like, if this is supposed to be like this, like educational and like informative architectural, like, you know what I mean, sets, then they cannot ignore this in like significant chunk of time. And it's like, they're like, oh yeah, let's just like skip over that, and like, we'll do the Guggenheim. What? Like there's like, and there's also like, drama and scandal with the Guggenheim family, but they like seem to have no problem with that, anyway.
Yeah.
So you riled up the architect.
Is the Taj Mahal a religious building?
No, it is.
No.
It's a gift from husband to his wife.
Or one of his wives.
Exactly. So are they supporting polyamory now? It's like anyway.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I was just wondering that.
It would be interesting to ask that that designer who is an architect. What's her name? That same question.
What?
The designer that did the town hall. She's an architect.
There's a lot of architects that work there. The guy who did the Coliseum is also an architect.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So he should have that same.
I mean, I forget exactly what I said, but I didn't say the Nazi Germany thing.
We just want to make it clear
in my video afterwards. And then Brikx a lot said, "Oh, by the way, I got blocked." And I was like, "What'd you get blocked for?" And he went, "Because I said what you said about Nazi Germany." And I was like, "Oh, fair, okay."
All right. So, which comes to the question is being overly critical with Lego, and that leads to the point where does Lego want to even hear it?
No, of course not.
Probably not. Yeah, they just want to make the toys. That reminds me of when we were talking about is it a toy or a medium for art? Mm-hmm. It's definitely a toy. Like I think that's what they're focused on. But I think that's toy
first, problem. Art second, or medium second.
Yeah, I think that's the problem though, because then they make things like this, and everyone's like, "It's supposed to be a toy. What is all this?" And they're like,
they flip flop back and forth because even when I went to Lego House, they they talk about how Lego will always primarily be a toy, and their idea is that you're never too old to play. And then they do other stuff then on the same tour when they talk about Lego being so much more a toy. It's a form of art. It's like they compare it to oil on canvas. It's just a medium, a format for people to express themselves.
Right.
And like with stuff like the Colosseum, can you really look at that and say that's a toy?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure it is to some people, like, but that's not what it was intended for.
But like, what kid is buying that thing, being like, "Yes, the Colosseum! I want to, like, can you imagine what?"
Yeah,
maybe they have the whole. Maybe they have all the gladiators, and they want to.
But
it's not even really big scale, though.
Yeah. Also, okay. Do you know how expensive those gladiator figures are now? I mean, like, I guess,
yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
It's because Shy's bought them all up, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Cornered the market. That's funny.
Anyway,
Sorry, I'm like fixing a build that Ezra like was messing with. Here you go.
Speaking of gladiators, like a destructive little one over there. But like,
yeah, follow the instructions right there. Where does it go?
So Kragle, what has happened like since then? Like since that video? Because I think that might have been one of the first videos I actually saw of yours. Like, has there been any kind of ramification, like commentary, discussion, anything like that?
No.
Okay.
They could just block me and that was it. Like,
how does that feel to no longer have a voice against the Lego group?
I mean, I don't have a voice on Lego's YouTube channel, and let's face it, Lego's YouTube channel is just, it's ridiculous. They upload the same video in about 6 different languages because they can't be bothered having different channels for different countries or different regions. It's just, and the stuff they put on there, like, hey, look at this brand new set revealed today that you've seen 4 weeks ago, because we can't like get our own security in place to stop our staff stealing and leaking stuff,
Right.
So you obviously weren't a fan of LegoCon.
That's what I was thinking.
No, I was not a fan of LegoCon.
But it wasn't for you.
Who the hell was it for?
It was kids that are in a very specific age group that are at high risk of going into their dark ages.
They wouldn't be watching that. They'd be watching like Ryan's videos or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to be. There is literally no market for what they were doing because kids would get bored. It was too drawn out, and it was just like lacking in any life.
I mean, that Lego sucks at social media.
Like they were doing it as if it was like a mainstream audience who had no sort of knowledge of Lego, but they wouldn't be bothered to tune into it. And then the actual fans who would tune into it were just alienated because it was all stuff we'd seen before, or they were talking to us like we were idiots.
I still think that comes down to Lego not acknowledging the fan base.
No,
like not sorry. Let me rephrase that. Respecting the AFOL or just fandom in general.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. AFOL, TFOL. I don't think they respect.
I don't think they respect it at all. I think they acknowledge it, but they don't respect it. They don't respect the voice that you have being critical about something, especially if it's valid.
What's crazy to me is how many new things came out after LegoCon that we didn't know about.
That would have been so much better.
Like the trucks and the VW and stuff like that.
Those would have been amazing to show off.
Maybe they weren't ready. Maybe all the PR stuff wasn't ready for it, and
maybe not approved. All that kind of stuff. There could be a lot of reasons. I mean, there's a lot of things that we probably just.
I mean, they had to take time to shoot that god awful video of Ahsoka putting the Imperial butt plug together, didn't they?
There was just so much that for me to wrap my mind around right there.
Sorry. It was the whole thing. Someone pointed out during the last season of Mandalorian that the silhouette of the Imperial Light Cruiser looks like a butt plug, and now I just can't see it.
Great. Thanks for that imagery. Now I can't unsee that. But yeah, going back to it,
I thought kids were watching that.
But yeah, you're right. If they would have at least showed one of those creator sets, it would have at least give them some redemption as far as what they were creating.
Yeah, right. Well, at least one.
Even the Forge. Like, why didn't they show us the Forge? That would have been cool.
I mean, we technically already saw that too.
Just but
Wait,
I
wait,
would
what?
have been more pleased to see that than I would have been like what we
The
got.
Forge. Yeah.
The Boba Fett starship. Like, come on.
Got it.
It is what it is. Hopefully next year they learn from maybe a piece of what our criticism was. But
Anyway,
But Ezra
but
needs some help.
but probably not. And I don't know. I'm curious if they're going to have it next year, if it's going to be like the same thing, if it's going to be like for their, same target demo. Or I did enjoy the beginning part, which I think was for the AFOL community, or a little bit more, maybe not completely, but still like a little acknowledgement that it exists. And so that like people that were getting into the dark ages like knew that like, no, it's cool. You can be an adult and like, be into Lego.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like the point of that, which I get, but I agree, Kragle. It's like there's no guarantee or there's no knowledge that like that was the audience that was watching.
Yeah,
and we won't be able to see those numbers.
Also,
I don't think they'll even use it.
Yeah, and also the presenter, I've forgotten his name now. Like he just seemed like someone had zapped the soul out of him, which is weird because he did Lego Masters UK. The 2 series we've had, and I've seen him on other game shows, and he's really like bouncy and bubbly and full of energy. I think he just must have realized like this is a shit show. Like, what am I doing here? Like, what is my life come to? Why am I here hosting this?
That's a possibility.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like, he knew it was a turd fire.
I don't think is that like one of the people at the beginning?
No, what's his name? I forgot his name.
No, not him. He's the one that we're talking about the host that was pretty.
Yeah,
much
there were 2 presenters, a man and
Yeah.
woman. It was the bloke.
Got it.
Yeah.
I honestly I don't even remember him.
Well, that's yeah. He was like a non-element. She was trying her hardest, love her, but him, I think he was just like, I'm not even going to pretend to care. He just wasn't there.
Maybe he read the script. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah, he was disappointed there was no gunship. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
He skipped ahead and was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just out.
Like, what are you presenting here? There's nothing here.
So
you flew me out to Denmark for this? The house isn't made of Lego. It's made of bricks.
Could you imagine?
It's a phony.
All right, well, bringing it back to it, let me wheel us back in. So do you think it's healthy for a company to have criticism constructively?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do you think Lego is listening to that? Does it feel like it is?
I mean,
in any form whatsoever in the past 2 years?
Yeah, I think a couple ways. Yeah, I do. I think
they're listening.
I think we have
responding the way we want to. I think that's another question. But I think they're definitely listening. I think that guy's saying, "Oh, I hope people don't complain about the minifigures or details of the build." I think that shows that they are aware that people criticize and they analyze everything. But the thing is, with any fandom, if you're passionate about something, really passionate, you are going to criticize. If you're just looking at something with everything's fantastic, I struggle to see that as a real fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I give you an example with the MCU. There's a guy who claims to be a Marvel fan. You ask him what his favorite Marvel film is, he goes, all of them. They're all great. Like, what part did you really like? All of them. But then on the flip side, has he gone and seen everyone in the cinema? Has he gone to the midnight screenings? Has he bought the merchandise? No, he just watches them when they come out on Netflix or whatever. So, I've criticized Marvel films and I've said this one's crap, this one's excellent, but I'm always there. I buy the t-shirts, I wear the t-shirt, I watch the t-shirt.
So I like this. Kragle's definition of fandom is someone who doesn't have boundaries with their fanaticism. I mean, I get it. Like, I get that, like, but it's also like really, you can't blame somebody. I mean, I obviously don't know this Marvel guy, but you can't blame somebody for having some kind of like distance, right? From, or like,
I don't blame him, but he's
right.
not a fan. Like, the word fan comes from fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing fanatic about him. He goes, I'm a Marvel fan. Like, which one is your favorite? All of them.
Fair.
Like, can you tell me, like, if you say to him, like, you go, oh, which one, which Avengers film What did Hulk get punched by? I don't know, whatever. You ask him anything, and he just won't know. Like, oh, which Avengers film was Ultron in? You know, it's in the title, Age of Ultron. They go, oh, I don't know, one of them.
Okay, that's weird. That's weird. Yeah, I agree. I like, or it's a casual fan, I guess, is the right.
And if you criticize something in front of them, they go, "Oh man, it's just a film. Like you're not looking too deeply into it." And I feel the same way with Lego. Lego almost want to cater for the people who just go, "Oh, I love Lego. Like, what's your favorite theme? All of them. Like, what's your favorite set? Oh, that one. You know, whatever set I bought last. You know."
Right.
Whereas people who actually are invested, they're like, "Oh, we don't want to hear it because those people moan."
I guess I think it depends like what you're looking for out of the fandom too. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people are looking for like a joyful experience, and like sometimes the fanaticism takes away from that. You know,
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I'm British and I'm Welsh. To us, moaning is fun.
Got it. Yeah.
I've read papers that say that people who bond feel mutual sort of like what's the right word? Negativity.
Yeah,
they form stronger bonds than those.
Wait. To be fair, back in 1776, you guys weren't the ones complaining. We were. And then a whole war started. I think Americans talk as much crap. I think you guys just sound better doing it.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I think that's what it is. Like your
every American I've met has always told me I moan
in
too
your tone
much.
of voice.
When
When it's just like we're just talking crap.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard a lot of Americans say, "Oh, the British, they moan too much. They're always moaning." It's good to moan. It's therapeutic.
Well, I think that's the difference. Maybe that's the difference is like.
I was gonna say that's what she said, but
yeah. Well, yeah. I think there's different approaches to that kind of therapy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
there's also cultural divides as well. Like, you know, there's definitely, even though we sort of have a lot of similarities, there's definitely a cultural divide between the US and the UK, and even more so, there's a cultural divide between the UK and Denmark, and definitely one between Denmark and the US.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
big difference.
The expectations of US, when I talk to people about how they want Lego to be as a company and a public company, is completely different to what Denmark want. Over there, it's a positive to be a family-owned company, to not have shareholders. Whereas you talk to a lot of and this is generalization, but a lot of people I've talked to who are American fans of Lego are like, "Oh, I wish that Lego had shareholders and had this and stuff," So
yeah, it's very, very different. And then that's the problem with being like a global company, and like, do you know what I mean? Like expectations are never going to be met all the time, and and I think we tend to forget, as especially between the US and UK, as all being English speakers, we forget that there actually is like there are like major cultural differences.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. That's both their strength and downfall.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I forget it sometimes. I make a joke or something. I'm talking to an American friend, and then they're just like, "What are you on about?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, you don't get that because you're American."
Oh, because of the fanny?
And it's really hard to say that without sounding like you're being judgmental. Oh, Claire's just up and left. I've already upset her.
Sorry, I had a cat emergency.
So. It is what it is. So we're all complaining. There's nothing wrong with complaining. I hope Lego listens. Whether they react to that in any way, shape, or form, it's only going to piss us off even more because they never really.
Did you see the Reddit post? I think it's Reddit post. Maybe it was a tweet about going about like doing the spoof. Do you know how he said about most people remember there being a clone trooper with some yellow on them?
Yeah.
Someone took it to the obvious extreme there. We've basically put Lando Calrissian instead of Mace Windu in.
Wow. Wow. I need to see this Reddit post. I could use it for content.
Yeah. I mean, I knew someone was going to. I wasn't brave enough to make that joke. But...
I mean, in all fairness, all they remember it. No, I'm just kidding.
That's literally what they did. All they remember.
Bad choice of words. I'm sure they're going to go through some PR marketing class of
go through
of how to react. of how to go about answering questions.
Or maybe not. That's kind of an American concept too, is to do that. You know what I mean? Like the whole concept of PR, that's like something like we really created, like marketing and like sales is like really our concept.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
that's true.
look at all the publicity they're getting.
Yeah, we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
In about a week we'll probably forget.
It's publicity. They say there's no such thing as bad publicity, so
I mean, a good chunk of us are still going to buy the set anyways, regardless if we're pissed off about it.
That's the problem.
And again, it goes back to cultural differences. Like I know in some countries, it's rude to complain. So like if you went to a restaurant and you asked for, I don't know, like pie and chips, and they gave you pie and rice, if you complain and say, "Hey, I ordered chips, not rice," you're the rude person. It's it's like frowned upon. Like really, you should just be happy with what you got. Like,
I mean, maybe you guys should go back to the tip system like we do. Where that wouldn't be a problem.
Someone's not getting tipped.
I know, right?
I
see where you're coming from, but there's a tactful way of doing it, and like as long as you present yourself in a polite way, and you're not trying to be degrading in any form possible, then there's nothing wrong with saying something's wrong. Right. Especially nowadays with woke culture.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like choosing your words wisely, choosing your tone, being aware of condescension, entitlement, I think is the key. And the problem is not everyone can hear themselves.
No. And to side with all the people complaining about the gunship, I think it's just gone to a point where like Lego is just not caring. It doesn't feel like Lego is acknowledging any of the issues that have been brought up countless times. I think that's where we're at the point where that, in what you just said, Claire, has gone out the window.
I'm just waiting for us to get the Jar Jar Binks brickhead and it actually be Boss Nass or something. Man. They're like, hey, people remember a Gungan in episode 1. They don't remember which Gungan it was.
Hey, that'll be strike 3. That'll be strike 3. That'll be strike 3. Well, we'll beat this topic to a pulp. Anyone else have anything cool they want to discuss about it? Last words, last rounds?
No, I'm good.
Mike,
I can't hear myself. Who was that, Ninja? That was you, Ninja. I blame you. No. It was Claire.
Ninja's got the Batmobile behind him.
It was Claire.
Hey, you noticed that?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. And a bat wing in my hand. Or a batarang.
Batarang.
Yeah. Oh, look, a hand! Hand reveal.
It's just like it's destroyed the illusion for me. I thought I was talking to Speedic the whole time. Like, come on.
Hey, Shy.
Do you guys ever remember the film Hook, the live action sequel to Peter Pan? Whenever they used to say like, what is it, Bataram or something? I used to think they said Batarang whenever they used to drink. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that part.
I don't remember that.
So,
I don't remember that part.
When they're pretend drinking.
They used to like drink like this frothy thing. I don't know what it was supposed to be, and they used to go. I don't know, Bamaram or something?
Oh, yes. As
a kid, I was like, why are they saying Batarang? Like, are they all Batman fans in Neverland or something?
I never put that together.
Yeah.
Everyone's a Batman fan.
Yeah. That's what I got.
You're not a real fan of Hook.
Apparently, I'm not a real fan of Hook because I wasn't able to criticize it.
Can you sing the song that the girl sings on the ship?
No, absolutely not. I very distinctly remember renting that from the library and enjoying it.
Wow, renting a VHS at the library?
Dang, that's classic.
Just a way to date us, Claire.
I mean, I did that for probably a lot longer than most people did.
Well,
I remember my dad pointing out. I remember seeing on TV, and my dad pointing out that Phil Collins was the police officer, and he kept expecting Phil Collins to come back, and he never does after that one scene.
He was?
Phil Collins?
Yeah, Phil Collins is in Hook. He's a police officer.
Oh my goodness.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, after the kids get abducted by Hook and they call the British police out, he's the detective. And the old man goes to him, he goes, have you forgotten how to fly? And he goes, well, one does.
I'm
watching this.
Definitely need to watch this movie again because there's obviously a lot of things that I don't remember.
And Robin Williams is in it, and it's
obviously Dante Bosco. Shout out to the Filipinos.
Yeah.
Dante Bosco.
I know the guy who did Rufio was trying to get a sequel series with Rufio. Like basically, he wanted to do his own version of Cobra Kai, but Rufio got killed. he's like the only person who does die in that film.
Well, I mean, he would have to do it before, right?
Yeah,
as
but like
there's no
he wants
Peter
to
Pan.
play him now.
Well, yeah, that does make sense. Doesn't make sense. Dante Bosco.
Hey, Dante
He
Bosco.
was a
in
freaking
Avatar
celebrity
also.
in one of my stores. But
Oh,
that's
really?
his claim to fame, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, he was the fire dude in Avatar.
He was?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Like the
Voice?
yeah, the voice of like I forget. I don't know his name, but like the.
I
the
think meant
main-
James Cameron's Avatar, and I was
Well,
like,
not
what?
that one.
Oh,
not the
no.
blue people.
No, from the show.
No, the Windy People.
Yeah, the windy people.
The
Yeah, the windy
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. You know when Lego made this, never mind.
The windy people. I like that. It's really funny.
Man,
All
I
right.
mean,
Well,
I think.
I think we hit it, guys.
Yeah, I
I
think
think we
Yeah.
hit it. Hey, Ninja, you want to roll us out?
No. But
Well, then
yeah,
I'll
like,
just say roll that music.
there it is.
So thanks, Kragle, for joining us this week
Thanks for having me.
and criticizing Lego as we like to do here sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of
Hopefully-
times. What are you talking about?
Actually, we do a lot.
Probably most of the
A
time.
lot.
I hope they don't like just see the negativity, and there are some positive times when we do stand up for them.
Who gives a shit?
I think they're gonna keep rolling.
I
with
think
We'll
it.
end it right here. All right, guys. Peace. Laters.
Oh, is that recorded?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
good one. I'm keeping it in there because that was awesome.
Oh no, I'm never gonna
Taking
get
that out.
Yeah.
That's exactly where it's gonna cut.